about the full human potential. Also to study the work done in psychology so far and to identify the steps for going from where we are towards realizing our full human potential, that is to initiate or strengthen the process of self-exploration to become aware and make effort for realizing our full human potential. So this is the basic purpose, right? So we already have done courses on human values, and that gives us a foundation for going forward and see what all attempts have been made across the world. So in this workshop for 4 days we studied the efforts made in the West primarily in the modern era towards psychology. So to begin with, we talked about our understanding of human values, understanding of human being existence and our role in the existence first, and then we studied the various schools of thought in psychology. So we said that the scope of the study is to study the human psyche, call it mind, consciousness, soul, self, whatever, as it is being called by different thinkers and philosophers. So in this workshop we talked about primarily the psychology in the modern era. When we come next for the 4 days of workshop in next month, we'll talk about the Indian knowledge system and how people have looked at psychology in our tradition. Then the determinant of conduct of human being, the full potential of the human psyche. So what determines our conduct? So we could see how different schools of psychology have attempted to observe how the conduct of human being is determined. In the full potential of the human psyche, we could see that in many of the schools it is not addressed, though some schools have tried to address it. The process of developing the human psyche, the process of seeing, exploring, understanding, right, resolving oneself. Some prominent problems associated with an undeveloped human psyche, that is also there. Then the expression or proof of a developed human psyche, the full human potential, that is the full development of the human psyche, the definite human conduct. And we explored these 6 points in some of the philosophies, particularly in the modern era and popular schools of thought, to draw our attention to these philosophies and schools of thought, and we drew our inferences also, right, and then we'll propose a way forward also for self-development. So the outcomes could be like introduced to human psychology, our students get introduced to human psychology and efforts made to understand the human psychology. The students are able to understand the self, that is the consciousness, and the role of sanskar in the conduct of the self. They are able to understand the psychology of human being when guided by right understanding. Also introduced to various theories in psychology in the tradition as well as the modern era, and able to make an appraisal of the concepts proposed in the psychology and see the way forward towards one's full human potential. This is the whole outcome that is expected. So let us first do it for ourselves, and then we can also see for the students whether we are able to draw these outcomes within us or not. So based on the understanding that we have developed so far through UHV workshops, we can see that human being is coexistence of self and body. Self is consciousness, body is material. Self is 10 activities classified into block B1 and B2, and there is sanskar in the self, the deeply held acceptances, which may or may not be based on right understanding. It includes both, right? And through the exploration that we did through the various schools of psychology, we could see how the sanskar gets built. We could look at various perspectives, we could look at various approaches, the way people have tried to see the acceptances getting built up in terms of conditioning. So they may be based on right understanding and even without right understanding. Now when we look at the determinant of conduct of human being through this, so we can see that we have the sanskar which guides our feeling, which guides our thought, which guides our action in terms of behavior and work, and this sanskar may or may not be guided by right understanding, right feeling. If guided by right understanding, then there is definiteness of human conduct. If not, there is no definiteness of human conduct. Then we are able to see the full potential of the human psyche being in the state of swatantrata, right? When we talk about the Indian tradition, we will see how it is called a liberation, moksha, mukti, whatever. So we are able to free ourselves from conditionings. For the full potential of the self is completeness of right understanding in block B1, which leads to purification of sanskar, and develops all encompassing resolution in block B2, leading to definite human conduct in our expression, in our behavior, work and participation. So it's not only that we have to make an appraisal of the current level of psych, we also have to see how the psych can be developed. What will be the direction, what will be the full development. Then of course some prominent problems associated with an undeveloped human psych. So in human conduct, we did not talk about it much because in due course of time we are able to evaluate it, but we can also elaborate upon it. What could be the inhuman conduct at the level of thought, at the level of behavior, at the level of work, so what all is possible. Then process of developing the human psyche, so we said three things: self-exploration, self-awareness, self-evaluation, seeing the reality as it is directly, and purification of sanskar. So we have practiced exercises 1 to 7. In this workshop we practiced 1 and 2, that also partly. 3 steps of exercise 1 and 3 steps of exercise 2. And the expression or proof of the developed human psyche is definite human conduct, leading to continuous happiness, that is right feeling or right feeling in the self. And then interaction leading to mutual prosperity, fearlessness, coexistence. This is something that we have discussed earlier, we did not elaborate upon it, we primarily focused on the self. So we began by discussing that human being is coexistence of self and body. The needs of the self are different from needs of the body. The activities of the self are different from the activities of the body. Response is also different. Now this kind of clarity is required, which we could not find out while studying the psychology in the modern era. This distinct understanding of self and body as consciousness and material, being able to see what could happen in the body and what could happen in the self, assuming is there in the self, not the body, right? But the good thing with the modern era is that they try to look at things by their own means, but do not claim something over and above it. So they are also not saying that the self is not there. They are only saying what they have been able to experiment with, what they have been able to explore. That is a good thing with that. So what we are saying is that assuming is there in the self, in the body there is only recognizing and fulfilling, and we can see the acceptances that we form. In fact, through exploration we could see in what ways our assuming gets guided or misguided, how we get conditioned, what are the psychological processes that take place in us, how we get influence from outside, how are we getting conditioned. It could be due to society, due to culture, due to some stimulus, right? So many factors could be there. Then we also saw that if I do not understand the self and body clearly, then I am caught up in problems, because I am not able to see the difference of the needs, and to be happy in continuity, which is our basic aspiration, we keep on working more and more for physical facilities, and we get caught up in the loop. And this is a very important point. With all the schools of psychology, if I am not able to make out the need, the being of self and body clearly, ultimately all the schools, all the perspectives will be devoted towards catching you in this loop. How to make an appraisal of your current state of psyche and how to make money out of it. That becomes the orientation. How to tax you, how to make you consume more and more physical facilities. So unless I am able to see my full potential, I am not able to come out of this loop, because I am always feeling deprived, right? We could also see how self is central to human existence, body is merely an instrument of the self. So I am the seer, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, and I utilize the body as an instrument. So the exercise 2 that we are doing, and exercise 1 also, we are trying to see how I am the seer, I am the pure observer, isn't it? So I am always the seer, that is the observer. From there I have to become the pure observer. Pure observer means that my observation is not conditioned. Presently our observation might be conditioned. We mix our thoughts, we mix our feelings, right? We mix the sensation, mix the assumptions, so we do not become the pure observer. So the essence is that if I want to develop my psyche, I have to be the pure observer, and that faculty is already there in me. I can see that there is natural acceptance in me. So even if I have not been able to develop up to block B1, but I can always be the pure observer, right? At this very moment I can be the pure observer. At this moment I can decide that I do just have to observe without mixing my thoughts, mixing sensations, mixing any conditioning. I have to just observe. This is the good part of it. I do not have to wait that okay, toward the end of my life I am going to have realization, or after 10 years I am going to have understanding, or I will be able to contemplate on trust and respect only after a few years of time. No, at this very moment, of course that may take time, but I can be the pure observer at this very moment, just by deciding, just by prioritizing, isn't it? So that's how we can develop. Now when I am not developed, I am mostly operating here in desire, thought and expectation, being preconditioned or being enslaved by sensation, right? But I do have a choice to operate at the level of my natural acceptance, though I may not be doing it, and then my thought is misguided by senses, health and profit. I am trying to be happy and analyzing situations, analyzing programs so that I can get maximum sensation, maximum consumption, maximum profit, isn't it? So even though I am working day and night, even though I assume myself to be very intelligent, but still I am caught up here. I am utilizing all my intelligence, all my thought, all my skill to maximize sensation, consumption, profit. Here again, I am trying to take as much as possible in terms of testing through unguided sensation, and we can see how the modernity is getting misled, because if the self is not able to develop, all our management, technology, skill is getting unguided here, right? So from here I have to evolve as a human being, and we all are in this process as co-explorers. We are evolving. So at the very basal level, if you see, one may be operating only at the level of expectation. From here we can gradually develop to the level of desire, thought and expectation, but from here I have to start contemplating, then understanding, and then come to the state of realization. Each one of us is somewhere here, right? We have to locate where I am, and we have to locate what is the next step to go, what is the next program. So you can also see that at some point of time I was here, after some time I may be here, I am somewhere here. So I made so much of progress, but still so much of progress is due. And the takeaway of the life is that the self develops, because we can see that the body is material, physical facilities are material, they are all temporary, right? It's only the self that is going to continue, and it's only the development in the self that is going to continue. All our conditionings are temporary, right? The pleasure that we get from sensation is temporary. The development is going to continue. So with this we get a high priority for development of the self. So think over it, verify this, whether this I can see for myself. Over time, am I doing this? Is this trajectory the trajectory of my life? 20 years back, where was I? 20 years hence, where am I going to be? The way we are planning our retirement, no? You have to plan ourselves 20 years hence, 10 years hence. Yes. No. Here you can have, below this line. Here you can have, above this line there is only one way. As we have that one way, no, on roads. You can't go the other way around. So similarly it is one way. It is the highway. You just go to the destination. Don't come back. Yes. Yes. No. We are following this trajectory.
So we are in
Yes, yes. We all are relatives, hand holding each other and moving up. Yeah, this is fine. So if I can see this very much, that it is the self which has to develop, and this is the path of development, then I become more and more serious about it. Given all my responsibilities, I can see this is at the core. I am fulfilling all my responsibility in the family, in the college, in my society. Why? To develop myself and to let others develop. That becomes the focus of my attention.
Bhaiya,
Yes.
as a human, suddenly this thought is coming. I don't know whether I used all the exploration and what. As a human being with my innateness, I should be as a human. Then my the transformation should be from the human to some other thing only. Where I got corrupted so that I became animal consciousness, then I am developing through the transformation to the human.
So it so happens, no, as we could see, there are external stimuli, there is society, there is a culture, right?
So there only we are getting corrupted or coming out of the human consciousness.
So it so happens that the self has not developed, it has not evolved, right?
Okay.
But it has to live. It has to live with the body, with the relative, with the rest of society. So what to do? We try to make ways and means so that we can keep ourselves comfortable.
Okay.
Right? So we conform to the peer pressure, right? We start doing something which is appealing to the senses just to keep ourselves happy in a state which is acceptable to us naturally. But we are not exactly clear what would be that state. So to avoid the miseries in life and to get pleasures in life, we keep on getting conditioned.
So if I am not exposed to that situation, so that I can remain with my innateness as a human itself or the higher order itself.
No. See, it's not that you have come from higher order to lower order. You are somewhere here to begin with.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And from here you came to here, you gain the preconditioning and sensation because you have to live like a human being. And your self was not developed. So what to do?
Self is not developed. Okay.
So somehow we started collecting assumptions.
Okay.
For example, you have to live in a family. You are not clear what relationship is, but you have to live.
Okay.
So you'll pick some assumption so that you can live comfortably. That is what we keep on doing.
When I need the complete understanding only, it's a human conscious.
It is completeness of human consciousness.
So when I update the human consciousness,
Here, in this dotted line.
contemplation started only in the human consciousness.
Yes, yes. As you make entry to block B1. Yes.
What is complete?
This is complete.
UHV-19 workshop.
Pardon?
UHV-19.
UHV-19. See, it's not essentially through workshop. It is essentially through this evolution. Yeah. So the workshop is giving you a conducive atmosphere, right? It is helping you explore. But at the core, you have to explore. You have to observe. So whatsoever be the convenience of the atmosphere around, right? Whatsoever be the facilities available to you, if you are not able to decide that I have to observe, you cannot observe. So we are just helping you set the priority in life by all our rationality, by all our proposals, and it is just being attempted that we set up the right priority in life. Once you set up the right priority, we start working for that. Take a mic.
Confusion. The thing is, like, people are asking like whether I am in this state, this state, this state. But what I feel is like we have all the qualities. We have all the qualities. Even the upper level also, it is with me only. Because when I am giving priority for that, I will be going with naturally accepted way. When I am ignoring that, that is when the priority is not given for that B1 block, sometimes my assumption will go in the animal order. So I feel that we have all the qualities, the only the effort what we have to do is we have to continuously give priority for B1 to order these things to go in a naturally accepted thing.
So I'll say not the quality, you have the potential.
Yeah, I have the potential. Sometimes
Yes.
I'm using it, sometimes I'm not using it. So the effort I need to put is I need to continuously
Yeah, pay attention.
yeah.
You have to pay attention to the reality.
So any particular consistency is important.
See, for example, we are doing exercise 2. We are trying to observe the self and the body. Now sitting, but whether you are observing or not is your choice. If you are thinking about some evening plan, then the observation will not take place, or sleeping observation not take place. So it's you only who has to observe. Once I am able to see the reality as it is, I am here at the state of realization, and all my activities are guided by realization. Right? So this is the state of completeness of harmony in the self. Perfect harmony in the self. So I only need to decide whether I am going for this or not. There is a story, in Indian mythology, that one person was meditating, right? He was trying for knowledge. Then Narad ji was passing by. So Narad ji asked him that what are you doing? He says that I want to see the truth. Yes, I want to see the truth, right? But I am not able to see it. What is the problem? Then Narad ji took him to the river and said that let us have a walk, we'll talk while walking. Then took him to the river and said that let us have a bath in the morning. It is early morning, the river is flowing, let us have bath. So he took that person to the river and then made him drown. He just thrust his head inside the water. He made his thrust his head inside the water, and this person was just struggling to come outside. Then after few seconds, let's say, he brought his head out, and then he said, what happened? Now, what is this? You asked me to take bath and you are trying to drown me. What kind of person you are? Then Naraji said that when you are drowning, did you have the desire to see the truth? He says, what to have desire? Should I save my body or see the truth? Then Naraji said that once you have that desire to see the truth, at that moment also, you will see the truth. So that priority, that elevation of desire has to be there. So the truth is there in front of you. You are there, you are observing yourself. But why are you not able to observe yourself? Because that intensity of desire is not there. You are not able to observe the body. Why? Some other thing is more prior. That intensity of desire is not there.
See, we are already good people. We are already in the sea, so we becoming very good. What about the people who are not attending? We are bad.
What is the quality of being good?
See, why are you talking about others? The moment you work for truth, you feel that, okay, I will see the truth. What to happen, what will happen of the other? So start focusing attention of the other. And don't say that we are all good people, otherwise people outside will term you as bad people. So we are ordinary people doing normal work, natural work. So we are not doing anything special here, we are doing something very natural. It's very natural for us to be happy.
Sir, you told a story right now, right? I think the person is called Eric Thomas. He's a US life coach. So he will make you successful like that. So he says the same story, except the only change is When you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, only then you can succeed.
Yeah.
Same story he takes.
So in the West they will talk of success, in the East they will talk of truth.
Then he says, if you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you will succeed. He says that.
Yeah. There is another story that Naradji used to move here and there. So he was going in the mountains, then he saw that one person meditating. He was sitting below a tree. So this person saw Naradji and said that, oh, you are here. Just let me know how many years it will take for me to see the truth. So he was sitting below a banana tree. So Naradji said that you will take as many years as the number of leaves in the banana tree. He counted them and there were so many years, I cannot meditate anymore. Let me go. I was better there. Then he found another person meditating. He was sitting below this guava tree. When he also asked, okay, how many years will it take? So Naraji says that as many leaves in the tree, those many years will be required. He said, these many years I can't meditate. He just left. Then another person he met on the way. He was also meditating. He was meditating below a neem tree. So he also asked, how many years will it take? So Naraji said that as many leaves in the neem tree. Oh, is it possible that I can see? I will be sitting now. So he said that let it take as much time as possible. If it is possible that I can see the truth, I will continue. So the story says that he saw the truth at that moment only. So many stories have been shared in the tradition to let you know where we are falling short. See, seeing the truth is not a sensation like an ice cream. Let me have the ice cream. I have to continue with that, isn't it? So I have to set the right priority. Nice. So at one end I am able to realize the whole existence as coexistence, and on the other end I am able to express outside in terms of undivided society, universal human order, human tradition.
Aya, you are telling so many stories now. We are missing our grandpa, grandmas. Stories. Why can't we have a session only telling stories in the meetings also?
Then again, no, people will be this shifted towards sensation for stories.
I told the same by no excitement. The sensation.
Yeah. Yes, very much possible. See, in fact, it is so said that in our tradition also, the truth was shared in terms of few shlokas. Then people said that who will be able to understand these shlokas, having so they are so crisp, with so much profound meaning. How will people understand?
Those if you give, no, we will sell it to take it to the schools. It is easy to share with the schools.
Now they chat GPT. You tell chat GPT that I want to meditate, I am not worrying about the number of years. Create a story. It will create. Yeah. No, there is something conducive with the stories and there is some restriction also. Many times now we start thinking in terms of those stories and that becomes a kind of limitation. Yeah. So that is a facilitation, but again we have to go beyond that because that desire has to be developed ultimately. Yeah, of course he had that intensity of desire. At one point at time he decided that if I am not able to see the truth, I will just not leave this place, to hell with the body. Whatever may happen, I am just going to continue sitting here. So that kind of intensity he had, of course, to see the truth. Then we discussed 6 important approaches of psychology in the modern era: structuralism, functionalism, psychodynamic, behaviorism, cognitive and socio-cultural. Right? And we also discussed humanistic psychology today as a perspective. So no need to reiterate, I think we are all now well acquainted with this. We have done the assignments also. They will look at the 6 major perspectives in psychology: biological, psychodynamic, behavioristic, humanistic, cognitive and evolutionary. Then we made a comparative study also of different schools of psychology in the modern era, right? How they look at psych, how they look at human nature, how they look at application part, what are the key concepts here, what are the key methods adopted. Yes. Now with that, we can further explore as a human being where we are. So what is the center of my being? This is something to explore. Yeah, that is possible. See, so long as realization has not taken place. Yeah, so we are saying center. So it may be that I am revolving around that center. So where is my mostly effort focused? That is I have to something make out. So there are 6 possibilities, right? There are 6 possibilities. So at the grossest level, the center of my living or being could be physical facility, where I am trying to derive happiness. So you can see there are so many people in the society just working for physical facility, assuming that to be happiness, that to be prosperity, and their whole effort is devoted towards that. So this is the grossest level. So you have to observe, right? Am I living at the grossest level or I am moving up? So all my attention is outside. I am trying to derive happiness from outside. Now if you look at the current generation, no, they are mostly focused here, physical facility, or even in the families that we can see, right? Mostly concerned here to have as many facilities as possible, making all kinds of programs for physical facility, right? Destroying their health, destroying their family, but working for money, physical facility. Slightly more developed is the self, which is focused on body, centered around body. Let the body be healthy, let the body be fine, let the body survive, right? So still it is somewhat subtle than assuming everything to be the physical facility. It is more subtle when we are trying to live at the level of body, right? But still,
We have a proper sugar in the so our body must be proper. Then we are
It's good.
See,
Driver body is the car.
you are central to your being. That you have to see. See, body is naturally working in a self-organized manner. Because our priority is here, physical facility or body, we make it unhealthy. Otherwise, body is naturally healthy, right? Our body is naturally healthy. So I have to take one shift here. This is the first shift. In place of focusing on the physical facility or body, I move gradually upwards, where body and self both are there. So still it is subtler than, right, concentrating just on the body, because I am now looking at the self part also, the sensation. So I am trying to derive happiness, but it is somewhat little more subtle. It was grossest here as physical facility. I am just trying to derive happiness out of consumption or profit making. Here I am looking at the sensation part. Then still more subtler is when I am trying to have the happiness from feeling from the other. So now the body part is not so prominent. I am looking at the feeling part. Let me have the feeling, right feeling. Okay. Now here again it is possible that the person is working for feeling from the other, but in terms of having the feeling from the other, the person is working for status, money, wealth, then is again shifting here, physical facility. This is also possible. But there could be a possibility that the effort is not centered here. The person is trying to gain name and fame, okay, do something, right, which can be excellent in the eyes of the society. So the person is trying to work here to get feeling from the other. But still, the feeling is there in the self, but the effort is from outside. Let me have something from outside. Then the person can take another shift. In place of taking or getting feeling from the other, can I ensure the feeling within? So in place of begging for this feeling from the other, right, can we have this feeling ensured within? So then another shift is involved here. The effort changes. Here the effort was outside, completely outside. Here the self got involved, right. Now here we are trying to derive happiness from inside. Here the effort was outside. Here also the effort was outside. Here the effort is inside. So you will also see that in this journey of self-exploration, gradually your attention becomes less focused outside and more inside. Earlier when you came to college, no, you might be seeing what others have put on as garment, what vehicles they are using, right, what kind of accessories they are using, right. Now you are no longer focused there. You are looking at relationship. When you look at the other, your focus is not on the garment or the accessory of the other. Your focus is on the relationship with the other. Am I comfortable with the other? How can I make the other happy? How can I relate better? So you will see that your focus is shifting gradually. You might not be aware, but it is shifting, right. So feeling from within. So the effort is now inside. Till here, till 3B, effort was outside.
Maya, in the feeling from others, if this is stopping now, I am becoming more self-oriented because now I understand the feeling from other is not my happiness. So that other is not in the picture at all. Okay. Now where the stuck is, I want to have a feeling within for everyone. That within, if I got a right feeling, in between what is happening, the other is not expected, this is also not clean for us. The focus is totally only in this. You understand?
Yeah, but in that process you see that to ensure the feeling within, we naturally participate.
That actually the feeling within is not coming. That is why the participation is also not happening.
Bhaiya, can I add to that? I think Supraja, the competition is only for the body. With regard to the soul is complementing each other so that every soul attains the truth as early as possible. So in that case, we have to be related to everybody in this world.
See, if it is coming within me, it's everyone. For sure. But complete of feeling is not complete at all. But it is feeling complete at all.
Yeah,
How
so,
many more?
yeah, so see, it will so happen, no, that when we are centered here at 3A, trying to work for feeling within, so your interactions also transform. It's not that you remove your interactions, you cut off yourself from relationship, no. So we all are somewhere here trying to make some effort, right, to have the right feeling within. So we are organizing workshops, we are interacting with people, we are mobilizing people to come to the workshop. So we are of course interacting with people outside.
That is happening, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
It is happening only at the level of behavioral. Inside there is a lot of withdrawal from it. My state is, the feeling from others is not my happiness was very clear. So the feeling within me is not happening. It is talking about 2B and 3A and 3B. So in that way, outside I am not showing that I am disconnected, but inner the withdrawal is there. Lot of withdrawal from the.
So release it. Release it, don't withdraw.
Sir,
If we feel responsible,
or sir, we can say it another way. The feeling from other means the day we join UHV. Like inside happiness, we know UHV 2.1, and inside happiness is there. But now when I'm listening to you, again I'm aligning myself, and now my inner self is happy, and I know the process. Then I shifted to 3B to 3A. Now for few days I will be there at 3A, that I am happy, and my feedback mechanism is telling me again and again that be happy. what is you and what is self and what is body. Then again after 1 or 2 months I will again come back to 3B. I need Supraja madam to remind me sometime that self and body, or not only Supraja madam, like everyone around us to smile and tell.
Her name is Supraja, so she is treating everyone as Praja. And taking them to the workshop. Yes. Yeah, so that is possible. See, the center of our being may be fluctuating. That is possible. So if we are here, you may be also some kind of feeling or some kind of conditioning could be there, which may continue for a few months. Now go back to the college through your department, and then you have a different atmosphere. And now somebody got promoted, you could not get promoted because you had less publications, and your priority might shift again. The other got increment, you did not get increment because the feedback was not so good. Okay, so you started working for good feedback. That is also possible.
No points for
So there is another story in Indian mythology. So in the Indian mythology there is a story. So Lord Indra was there. Indra was there, right? Lord Indra was there. So in one of his birth it is said that he became a pig. Okay, and then he became a pig and he was in the mud, right, lying peacefully, and he felt that this is more pleasurable than Indrasan. I do not have this kind of relief on Indrasan. So then he was not coming out from that mud. So it is said that so many deities came, to appeal to him that please come back to the Indrasan. So go back to the department and feel very comfortable doing research. Then Supraja madam will come, your Indrasan is missing. So now here the relationship comes to the focus, right, with the other. Now in the relationship also we can have two modes. Whether I am trying to be happy through my relatives or I am trying to ensure the right feeling in me and share with my relatives. Isn't it? So in a family also, in a close relations, am I aspiring to be happy by the behavior of my spouse, my child, or I am happy by myself and sharing my happiness with them? If I am aspiring to be happy by their behavior, I am at here, 3B. Isn't it? But I am able to ensure the feeling within, or at least working to be there, and then sharing my feelings. So let my spouse react, I am not going to be unhappy. Let the child expect otherwise, I am not going to be unhappy. Right? And whenever I get the time and opportunity, I share with them. Right? And I can see that my relationship is not limited to my spouse and child itself. Right? The whole society is my relative, and I am related to the whole humanity. So that kind of gradual development starts taking place. If you talk to these students doing BTech and all, so they will have aspirations like this, that in my life I want to make a big bungalow by the seashore with 2 dogs, right? I want to live calmly and peacefully there. So they have this kind of ambition, right? Now our ambition is taking a shift. Now I am able to see the priority of relationship. I am able to see how I am related to every human being. It's the relation of self and self, not with the body. If you ask them to write about their vision for a happy and prosperous life, they will be writing all such things. I am there in my bungalow by the seashore, sitting in my balcony, playing my guitar, my 2 dogs are there, no human beings around. Right?
They are happy if they are with others, not with you.
Yeah. Now I can take another shift where the focus is not the self. Here the focus was outside, Here the focus was on relationship, now the here focus is on self. So I start taking care of my imagination. I am able to see as an observer what is going on in my imagination. I can see that my happiness or unhappiness is here in my imagination. So I have to work on my imagination, I have to transform my imagination, I have to guide my imagination, so that my feeling, thought, expectation, they are all guided. But here again, I am not able to see the root of my feeling or thought. So I can go further and see the preconditioning, the assumptions, the acceptances in the form of sanskar. So when we are doing exercise 1 and 2 also, no? So initially we are observing the activities of imagination, then we are observing the feeling, then the cause behind the feeling, the sanskar, which is driving my feeling. How come I came to understand, came to distinguish or discriminate with this person? How come I came to assume physical facility as happiness? How come I got enslaved through this sensation? Right? What are the sanskars in me? So we are able to work at the level of sanskar. That may still take time. So when you start imagining or observing, you will see that mostly start observing the thought, then you are able to observe the feeling, but gradually you have to observe the sanskar. If you are not able to observe, then you can conclude rationally also. This must be the assumption behind which is driving this kind of feeling in me. Right? If I assume myself to be the body, I assume the other to be body. So I assume the relation at the level of body. So if I am assuming the relation at the level of body, it means somewhere within I am assuming human being to be the body. Somewhere within I am assuming the physical facility to be happiness. Somewhere within I am assuming domination to be the way of life. So I can conclude about myself. But gradually I can see all that, the sanskars in me which are driving my imagination.
If we have 100% complete observation about self and we follow self completely, is it possible for us to follow the next birth?
Yeah, so once you have the right understanding, right, it is going to continue with you. Yes. So if you are taking the next birth, of course, right, if you are taking it, then you will come up with that understanding only. You will start educating your parents. Yeah. So I am saying taking next birth is your choice. You are continuous. Whether you are going to take the next body or not, it is your choice.
It's a choice of the son.
Of course, everything you are doing is your choice. To be with the body, to not be with the body.
According to what we are doing now.
Pardon?
According to what we are doing now.
Yeah, so you have a choice, you are exercising that choice based on your sanskar. If you choose that you do not have to be with the body at this moment also, it is very simple, just 3 minutes it will take. Stop your breath. It is your choice to be with the body. It is your choice to leave the body. Pardon?
We want to live.
Leave or leave?
Live.
Okay. So desire is always there in you. See, there is a difference between desire and craving. The problem is with the craving, not with the desire. In the preconditioned desires become craving. So what has been said in the tradition also, no, that the craving is the source of unhappiness, not the desire.
We not do any competitive activities, competition, or just give up and live.
Why to give up and why to compete? There is a third way to live harmoniously. Take a mic. Here is the mic.
There are many times where we need to face many competitions. So at that time, to live harmoniously, we need to give up that competition and stay still.
I am saying that the need for physical facility is limited, right? The need for physical facility is limited and you can produce more than required. Now there could be two purposes behind the competition. One could be to test your eligibility. For example, only those of you who had attended UHV-2 workshop came to this workshop. This is testing the eligibility, right? So everybody can test, everybody can qualify in that eligibility test. That is possible. The second form of competition is not to test the eligibility, but to compare people. That may not be required. So we can always go for the eligibility test. For example, if you have to drive a car, you have to test your eligibility. If you have to teach the students, you have to test your eligibility. So if you are focused on testing my eligibility, then I can go for it comfortably, harmoniously, and this will indicate whether I am eligible or not. For example, we have some eligibility here. Only those will get certificate who have 100% attendance. If you are missing some sessions, you will not get the certificate. This is eligibility. We are not saying that only that person will get attendance who asked maximum number of questions.
You can't go with your content.
Yeah. Or only that person will get certificate who never asked a question. So that is a kind of competition. So you are not saying anything like that. Or one who has the most difficult question will be given the certificate. You are not saying that is comparing. So eligibility and comparing are two different modes for competition. So for example, when you are sitting in a competition, say this JEE test, or let's say UP, this seat. Now what is that called? No, the medical test? NEET. Now it is called NEET, right? So that is testing your eligibility, whether you have adequate knowledge or not. You are getting above percentage or not. That is fine. Without testing the eligibility, if you make somebody a doctor, what will happen?
The population will go up. The population will
Yes. So we do have to test the eligibility. For example, if you are wanting someone to cook food in the kitchen, first you test the eligibility. Otherwise, what will be done is not sure. So testing of eligibility is fine. That is acceptable naturally. That comparing is not required also, right? There also we assume that the resources are limited and wants are unlimited. Then only that kind of situation arises. Otherwise, no. If you go by eligibility, we need some IAS officers, right? We give some eligibility test. If I am eligible, well and good. But I am not going to become an IAS officer to earn wealth, name and fame. I am going to be there to serve the society. If that is the purpose, then I can have multiple modes of serving the society. This could be also one mode, conducting workshops. And there is no competition here. You want everyone to become a resource person. Right? It's a matter of responsibility, not competition. Let everybody become a resource person. So when you are going to do something in line with your natural acceptance, in line with harmony, there is no competition at all. But we want more and more people to come, isn't it? Once you understand something, you want everyone to understand. But if you are working a physical facility or sensation, you want to be restricted to yourself.
Yes.
But when you are working for right understanding, you want everyone to have right understanding. Because that will add to your happiness also.
Why the other person should have same competence level, then only we can have smooth conversation like that. But when it comes to the prosperity, they don't want others to have like me.
Yeah, it's not prosperity basically, it is accumulation. Otherwise you would like everyone to be prosperous. If anyone is dying of hunger in the society, that will cause fear in the society. In fact, if those who have enough start nurturing those who do not have, the society will naturally get organized. Yeah. In some sense this is happening also. Like we went to Bhubaneswar and there is one college, it is called as Kalinga Institute of Social Sciences. They are nurturing 30,000 students there, educating them free of cost, the Adivasi children. The criteria is that they have to belong to that Adivasi group, the ST category, right? And they have another institute called Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, KIIT. There they are also educating 30,000 students, they are taking fees there. and they are diverting the fish from there to the first institute. So in some sense they are nurturing the Adivasi, the tribal people, isn't it? And the students are doing well from that Adivasi background also. Many of them have become like gone to higher posts. But the point is, if you just make have-nots as haves, that will not serve the purpose. You have to ensure this. Otherwise, those have-nots who became haves today will start the have-nots tomorrow. Isn't it? And that is happening in the society. You can see many people who were have-nots became politicians and now they are amassing wealth, not nurturing the society, exploiting the society.
But if the self can choose the body, why does sometimes it chooses abnormal, physically challenged body?
Lack of competence. So the self is not able to evaluate the status of the body. It just wants a body recklessly. Whatever is available, let it be there with me.
Is that based on the eligibility that it acquires in the previous birth?
Yeah, so that competence can be developed in the self so that I can make a better evaluation of the health of the body. So for example, if one is completely ignorant of self and body, right? A healthy body is also made unhealthy by consumption, by sensation, isn't it?
So does the self know the lifestyle, what is going to be the life of the next body according
No,
to
not that. One can only evaluate the interaction with the body, whether it is fine or not. The self can evaluate the interaction with the body. Nice. So when I transform further, I am able to look into my sanskar. Then a further shift is required. When I can be the pure observer, I can observe my natural acceptance, I can develop right understanding as a pure observer. So through exercises 1 and 2, through exercises 1 and 2, we are trying to move from here, to A.
Where can we say like this 4, 5, 6 is we have 3 blocks now, right understanding, feeling and festivity. This is physical festivity, that level is relationship, that level is right understanding.
Yeah, physical facility as well body. So material is mostly involved here. Here we are focused on relationship, here we focus on self. Here body and physical facility. Now finally I am able to see myself submerged in space, see the whole nature submerged in space. So this is the full human potential.
Where 1 second you tell that 3 and B into the 2C.
From 3A to 2C.
3A is also feeling, 2C is also feeling.
At 2C I am observing my imagination.
Complete
Yeah, complete imagination.
feeling thoughts, expectations.
Yeah. So here I am making effort to ensure feeling within. It has not been ensured. Contemplation is still due. But the effort is here. Contemplation is here at 2A. Yes. Yes. So you have to climb that ladder gradually. Yes, no hurry. You are continuous. Fine. So finally this is the full human potential, and the whole focus of psychology has to be to move from here to here. Just making an assessment of the current state will not help. I have to have a program to become more and more subtle in my observation and to see the whole reality as it is. This has to be the coveted state for psychology.
Bhaiya,
Yes.
ma'am asked this question.
For the first time she is asking in the whole workshop.
No, she has been asking. She has
Okay.
been asking.
So let her ask herself. Yes.
So, ma'am said that self is taking the soul is taking the person to whom it gets to enter
Let us
into.
not go all there. Let us be here. Let me observe myself. See, once you are able to observe yourself different from the body, rest everything will become clear. You are a conscious entity different from the material body, right? Observe the way I am today here. If I am able to see my relation with the body correctly, I am self-regulating the body, then my body becomes healthier day by day. Otherwise I misuse my body for pleasures, I misuse my body for a position, isn't it? And the same sanskar continues in the next birth also then.
She has a very valid question.
Okay.
What is my doubt is, if the people are living in the earth in a good manner and they are dying, after that, according to karma, she is saying that it will take some other, it will go into some other body as the soul wish. Then there will be some competition, right? Many souls will be a good soul.
Let us say self, not soul. We are not using the word soul here at all. Let us say self. Yeah. And you. Self is you.
Okay, there will be some competition, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here also you can see that if you assume that reclining to the wall is happiness, there will be a competition. So see, unless we have to make a program for happiness. If I assume something which is limited and assume that to be happiness, there would be a competition. If I can see that the source of happiness is not limited, it is jnana, right understanding, right feeling, there is no competition. The moment I assume something to be the source of happiness which is limited, there is a competition. Take a mic.
Earlier, before UHV, take us something like that. Okay, before UHV, there is a lot of argument with some people at my some relative, and after few arguments or few encounters here and there arguments. Let me be this person. I decide that I will ignore them by using headset. I will ignore that conversation. So now. I started to isolate myself from those people, but I know that there is something going on, but I'm not interested in listening to that argument anymore. Now I feel peace, at harmony with myself. Like I'm not wasting my energy on that or giving some explanation, something like that. But what happened is I have isolated myself from those people, even though they are within my family, within the same home, within the same place of living. So is it a good practice, or according to this, I can understand the relationship within myself and the happiness is coming from inside me and I am at ease and harmony. What about the feelings from others, or what is that I give to other, or am I doing something?
So once I have the right understanding, right feeling, I will share with the other. I will share with the other. Pardon? Yeah. So you will not isolate yourself. You will relate in a better way.
No, I should communicate with them.
Yeah, in a better way.
What if they are not ready to?
Then try with those who are ready.
No, that's what I was asking. It's the opposite person. Like I cannot go and talk. And for example, if I have an issue with my kids, I should talk with her rather than that. She's not listening. It doesn't make me at least to come here and let out everything to my friend who's taking that this has happened. Please they cannot do it.
Yeah, it so happens, like with children, we can see that it has been our responsibility. If the child is not listening to me, somewhere my conduct has been wrong. Yeah, if the husband, so he got an adult with a level of competence, right? Not equal level of competence, I am not saying that. Now you have some limitations there. So when we are joining with someone who has a background, has some sanskar, the sanskar is not in line with natural acceptance. So there will be issues. So if the other is going beyond a limit to violate that relationship, I will take some decisions to isolate myself or to share with the other or to talk to the elders so that his conduct can be mended. All that can be tried. But at the same time, I will have the feeling of relationship. I will have the feeling of relationship and try to transform the other. That is also possible. But yes, there will be some limitations. That is there. Yeah. Nice. Yes. It is tea break time. So in 10 minutes we are coming back. Yes.
Today also 5 o'clock, Bhaiya. Today also 5 o'clock, Bhaiya. 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so.